This wasn't what I expected the first time I read through this story. I want you to think about readers. Can I give you some feedback? I ask you to pay attention to these window moments, and this whole bit has been one huge window moment. And think about the techniques Matt De La Pena has used and the goals he might be working towards. My sense is that your thought instead about Dante, which probably makes sense. He's complicated, right? But for a minute, will you join me in thinking about Matt De La Pena's techniques and his goals for this character? Looking back, I'm thinking Matt De La Pena gives a lot of examples about Dante being very powerful and a bully. We can see in the specific details that the other guys laugh and holler when Dante does something interesting, and a lot of the other guys kind of rally around Dante and kind of try to push out our main character because they think Dante is going to hurt the kid. I can make the claim that he includes specific details about what he says and does, and that his goal is to make us mad at Dante, to show us he's a bully, or to get us to dislike him, because we're not being able to see any of Dante's inner thoughts, so we're having a hard time building sympathy for him. So if we're remaking this goal chart, I might add that the author sometimes is trying to help the readers decide if a character is good or a bad guy. Or I can say the author is sometimes using a technique to help the reader to draw conclusions. So in our new notes page, authors aim towards character goals such as, I want you to add these next two bullet points. One of the goals is help readers draw conclusions about the character and stir readers to wonder over the character's motivations. I figured a lot of you guys are wondering why Dante, an adult, is acting this way towards this ninth grader, or soon to be ninth grader. So I think one thing we can say is he writes in such a way that gets the readers wondering about the character's motivations and guessing what they could be. And it almost feels like this is both a goal and a technique. But it seems to me that he might be trying hard to do that. So that's why we're adding that last bullet point to our notes for today. If you need to pause the video, go ahead. Make sure you're writing all of this in your journal. Another tip I want to give you for today is authors can have more than one goal, even in a single moment. I would definitely add this somewhere in your journal. Authors have more than one goal, even in a single moment. Because we were talking about these tiny window moments, there could be several reasons or several goals of why the author is including a single moment. A single moment can reveal a lot about the character, like we've been talking about. You stand there studying him for a few extra beats, searching for his angle, trying to decide if it's some kind of trick, if you're still in danger. But before a ruling is in, though, you find yourself being shoved out onto the court. You got a dollar bill, someone is telling you. It takes a minute to realize what's happening. They're letting you play. And if you mess up, it's over. As fast as your heart was beating when Dante got in your face, it slows back down to once the ball is in play. Because this is the one place in the entire world where you're truly alive, where your brain shuts off and every move is made on instinct. It only takes 2 trips up and down before you shake off the cobwebs and slip into the flow. First time the ball gets swung to you out on the wing, you skip past your defender and spin it onto the lane for a little 10-foot blank shot off the glass. A few guys on the sideline are oohing and awing, and a few players later bury open a 20-footer nothing but net, Dante style. You rip the dollar bill near half court, race down the floor for a little finger roll over the rim, and as you retreat back down for the defense after that one, you can hear the gym erupting. Now you're buried deep inside the folds of the game. The outside world slinks off and hides, and all you know are the choreographed moves around you, the dance, the beautiful symphony of squeaking sneaks and grunts and the thud of body meeting body, each man's heavy breath in his eyes like a portal into his mind. You bury 2 more deep jumps, followed by a game-winning scoop shot in the lane, which results in the other team's big man tripping over his own feet and falling on his face. The guys on your squad mob near midcourt. That's right, young buck, they say. That's how you let fools know, they say. A few go on about how they've been meaning to pick you up all summer, but they just never got a chance, blah, blah, blah. Just as you're starting to feel yourself, Dante will be back in your grill. What, you make a couple of jumpers, and now you're supposed to be somebody? No, get off my court, kid. But I want you to think, what techniques does Matt De La Pena use here and why? Little tip, what is his goal? That is the why. So what techniques does Matt De La Pena use here and why? What were his goals for doing so? And remember, it can be more than one thing. It could be more than one technique, and it can be more than one goal.